Just your average everyday trucker, keeping it real. I'm your host, Chris Blodgett, and you're listening to Real Talk Tuesday.
This week's topic is going to be online business opportunities. They're big claims, and sometimes what really happens. This is episode 128. Hey guys, welcome back. So, as always, appreciate you all being here. The inspiration for this week's topic is kind of from some of the things I've kind of been involved in lately. You know how it is, as you experience a lot of different things, you kind of learn a lot of different things. And so, like, since I think it was like, hell, it was probably all the way back to when I was with my buddy Dave Goldberg. If you listen to this, man, shout out to Goldberg, you know. But all the way back when I was with Schneider, that's when I started really trying to figure out, okay, how could I, come off the road, work from home, be with the family a lot more, because when you're a trucker, not necessarily, just when you're a trucker, because I mean, there's a lot of other professions as well that really keep you away from home. But for me, at the time, I was over the road truck driver, and I was only seeing my family at that point probably like once a week, going out for 5.5, 6 days, and coming home for basically a 34, and then going back in the room for 5.5, 6 days. But at that point, I was really, really researching online, like how I could possibly trade my current profession, which I was making a lot of money at the time because I was a contractor with Schneider, was picking my own loads, was deciding where I was going to go. And thankfully, what I loved about that job was the fact that, we had a load board. We were able to pick, what loads we were going to take. And it showed like what we were going to make for that load. So a lot of us that were contractors that drove for Schneider, we were able to look at different loads and actually be like, all right, cool. Like this one is like, especially like going from like anywhere up into the Northeast, like going from like PA up to Maine. If I remember correctly, it was like, 300 miles? It'd be at 300 miles, we'd be making like 1,000. It was pretty insane, like anything going up that direction. But then coming south or coming back, you weren't going to make anywhere near that. It'd be like, you might go up northeast, make it 300 going, or 300 going all the way up to Maine, and then you might make like 100, 150 coming back. But if you could plan it properly, you could go all the way up there and deliver and be most of the way back. Correction, I guess, like 300 miles up there making $1,000. And then if you could plan it properly, because I'm pretty sure what I was thinking about just now is like, wait a minute, did I say going up there making 300? You go 300 miles up, or I don't remember exactly how many miles it was up there. A couple hundred at least, probably like 350, 400, making 1,000. And then you come back to PA, making like maybe 200-ish. If you hear jingles in the background, apparently our black cat has the zoomies, so she's like running all over the place right now. But so if you plan it properly, you could go up there, make 1,000, and then come back, and then basically take another trip up there if you wanted to. When I left Schneider and came down here, I was driving for a company called Interstate Distributor. And quite often I would take a load. I'd assign myself loads, pick it up at Starbucks. And they would pick it up at Lebanon, Tennessee, and go into like Ocala, Florida or something. It was like a 620 mile load, paying $1,500. I was like, oh man, that's awesome. And you could park at the customer, so you'd get down there, you deliver, you park. The next morning you get up, you go to pick up your next load going out, so you'd make it $1,500 coming down there. And then probably be able to take a load up to like North Carolina from Florida, make it like 300. And then North Carolina, the PA, make it like a couple hundred. And then from there, grab another Starbucks load, make it 1,500. So it was like, I went between Tennessee and Florida a lot. Because that's basically, I was trying to make as much money as possible, doing as little work as possible. So like if I could do, and I try to get home every week. So I'd run 5 or 6 days, and I would go to Florida probably at least three times. So you figure at least 3 different trips, making $1,500. And then you'd have a couple days where you're making like 300, or yeah, pretty much a couple trips making 300. So I did pretty well until that, that company, Interstate Distributor Company, which really loved working for them, but they sold out to Heartland Express. And then, one day we got a notification that, oh, by the way, we're merging with Heartland Express. Oh, okay. And nothing changed at first. So for a little while, the emails that we got from them showed both the company logos for Interstate Distributor right next to the Heartland Express logo. So for a couple months, we kept getting paid the percentage that we're getting paid. We were still able to book our own loads, all that stuff. And then one day I came back from a Florida load, and I got back to the terminal in Lebanon, Tennessee. Was basically parking to go home for my 34-hour break, and while I was there at the terminal, I got a message, kind of a company-wide message saying that, by the way, Interstate Distributor is fully being absorbed by Heartland. We're now no longer, like, Interstate's never gonna, not gonna be around anymore. We're now gonna officially become Heartland Express. And other things that are gonna change are you're no longer gonna have access to the load board. They're going to assign you loads, and percentages going away. You're now going to get paid 92 cents per mile. And I was like, well, fuck that, So I was already parked there, so I basically packed everything in my car, and I emailed my driver managers because Interstate management was still around at that time, so I messaged them, said, well, I can't stick around with what the current changes are because I'm gonna go from like making really good money to making crap. So the truck's parked here at the hub. Feel free to have, you know, the company we go through to get our trucks when we lease them to come down here and get it. But I appreciate everything you guys have done, and I'm going, you know. But kind of got a little bit of a random rant there, but back then, I guess the point of why I was kind of going back to that time frame was because back when I was with Schneider before coming to Interstate, I was actually looking online for how to, like, you know, how to start working from home, try to do an online business, whatever, you know, try to be home full time because I hated being away from the family. Despite what, you know, my wife and her best friend Rob believed back in like 2015, they actually believed that, you know, well, I think Chris really likes to be like he loves being on the road. He wants to be away from the fam. And when my wife and I were trying to work things out after I found out what happened, I kind of explained to her, I was like, no, I never wanted to be away from you guys. Like, I hated being away from you guys. Like, I was depressed all the time. It sucked, you know. So for a while I've been looking at how to change that. And so back then I actually joined this, I don't even remember how I found them, but I found this group, this team. Right now I'm sitting here going, how the hell did I even find them? I don't remember how I became a part of this team, but it was called Infinite Freedom. Basically what they did, they were part of this company that actually is a legit company. Kangen, it's like, I think it's called Kangen. It's like Kangen water. It's these purified water filtration systems. The company's still around. The filters are really good, but they're, you know, but of course the systems are really expensive. I think upwards of like $5,000. But you know, it's all about health and drinking like the best water, so you get like high pH water. And so I found this team, and I started to you know, basically was like trust the process. You know, they had these like Zoom calls or like weekly videos that they would do, and you had to, I think, to join it, I think like you either had to go all in with like the $5,000, you know, get the full system. I was only able to afford like the basic, which is like these little supplements. It was like Yukon or something. It's like $100. And so I came in, I created a Facebook business page. I started to do, you know, basically went through what they were had me do. About at that time, I didn't really have a very good computer to work with. I think I had like like one of those Dell notebook minis, you know. It was like one of the small laptops. It wasn't really high quality, wasn't very fast. I remember doing, you know, using that computer to work on online college work when I was doing University of Phoenix, and I completed it with that computer. But it was like, I remember starting the novel that I have 75% completed. When I stopped working on that novel was mainly because of the speed of the computer. Like, I would literally write like a couple paragraphs working on the story, and I would stop and have to wait like 5 minutes as the text would slowly populate the screen, you know, and catch up to where I was. And then of course you see, oh crap, I misspelled that or I messed up that, so you'd have to go back and correct some things that just took forever. So I, you know, that's why the novel that I currently have in the works I started back in 2011. So it's like, I was like, yeah. Now I think I have a MacBook, so it's like any work I do on it, it's a lot quicker. It's not quite as bad because you can see if you have any mistakes you got to correct. You see it right away. You go back, correct it. And if you type a paragraph out, you're not waiting 5 minutes for it to catch up. So, I found this team. I joined them. Was tutored into all their live trainings, the videos, whatever, where they're talking about mindset, all that stuff, and trust the process, all this fun stuff. And then it was going through creating the online business, the Facebook business page, paid to do like a likes campaign on Facebook. I don't remember, like right now I have to look, but I know I got a couple thousand. When I did the likes campaign, I think I got a couple thousand likes. As the whole point out, for the likes campaign on those was to basically make your business page look attractive, look appealing, because look, they have a lot of likes, they have a lot of follows, whatever. Okay, So I did it, and then you start. Some part of the process is, okay, now record videos about what we're doing. You can't make income claims, you can't do this or that. Basically, try to follow Facebook's standards. So like, all right, so created a couple of ad accounts on Facebook, added a payment method, started doing videos, trying to do ads, whatever, to actually get people to those live presentations. And honestly, I always felt like I was doing everything correct. Like I wasn't, say, hey, you're gonna make this much money, you're gonna retire, blah blah blah. We don't just do the video. And I don't know if I'm not sure how many people I got to the presentations, because like I would do a video, or do an advertisement. I get it live on Facebook. It'd be live for about a week, and then I would get a message saying, "Oh, by the way, your video went against our standards, and so it was shut down." And you'd get a video shut down, so your ad account would be basically shut down as well. I was like, crap. And once all your ad accounts shut down, basically you're screwed. In order to keep going, you gotta start over. So for that, I've always found Facebook to be very frustrating when it comes to trying to actually like figure something out online to advertise and make money, whatever. So did that for a little bit, and after a while, I backed away because I was still over the road. I was still doing my trucking job, and it was like, all right, obviously I don't have the money to go all in with advertising. I can't restart this because I've done a lot right now, and to start over would be kind of suck. So I kind of just backed away and said, obviously I can't do what I'm doing right now, so I'm gonna just take a break. A few years went by, and I heard that team kind of dissolved, like they're no longer around. A lot of the team members, something about the leader of the team, I'm not sure what happened with him, but a lot of the actual team members are now with another team. They're still doing the same business, but they've switched to a different team. So back then I could have told you what team it was. Now I'm like, it's been a while, so I'm like, I have no idea who they're with now. But so fast forward to years later, dealing with current stuff now. Been with a few other teams since then. I've already told you guys about like Team Synergy and Azera, Angel Fun, I've been around the block. I've done a lot of, even though technically I'm not a part of any team right now, I'm still actively trying to figure out how to be home full time. Hell, this podcast is part of what I'm trying to do to get myself off the road and actually be home full time with the fam and not have to work, not have to stress out so much. Someday, hoping to figure out how to monetize the podcast, be full time podcaster. But yeah, I know it's nothing happens overnight. Everything takes time. So, but way too often there's so many live trainings, team meetings, stuff like that online that where they get people in there and it's all like I'm gonna call out this one guy named Don, that sponsor I have in a business technically I'm in, but I haven't been paying the monthly thing for a while because I know it's all about like a lot of people online will tell you like, well, you gotta have the right mindset, whatever. I heard from this guy, whatever, and he was telling me about this business, and I was like, tell him like, look, like I'm not a recruiter anymore like it used to be, but I'd have to restart my Facebook and like start all over just to start trying to recruit again because I've been a part of so many things that, and yeah, I made money a little bit, here and there with some of them, but then of course they folded, and now with everything I've been a part of, I really don't get a whole lot of traction when I do like a business post. And I was telling him that, and of course, like to him, it was like, wow, well, Chris, he's an older black dude, like sounds like a Southern guy kind of. He's like, well, Christopher, like I don't know, man. Like it just sounds like you just don't have the right mindset and blah blah blah. I'm like, Don, that's bullshit, man. Like it's easy. Like you have a huge following, you have a team that follows you into different businesses. Like how can you tell me that? Well, I'm just not succeeding because I have I've been a part of multiple things and I've done somewhat well in a couple of them. But then of course, then it turned out that the leaders high up were basically screwing everybody. Like everybody up top was making a lot of money and everybody down below, including myself, like yeah, I made a little bit, but I got in early enough that I was making some money here and there, but everybody at the bottom, they weren't making shit. So it was, well, you just, like, if you don't think you can even get, like, 2 or 3 people, then, obviously, like, this is not for you, whatever. Or when people that are leaders of a company or leaders of a team, they get, like, case in point, well, like, I'm in this chat group with this guy named Don. And there's a couple of different opportunities that he's part of, and he created a funnel that has all 3 things in it. And one of his people in the chat group, that's one of the people that he brought in, joined him on these couple other things. And so he messaged in there like a voice chat or whatever. Oh my God, guys. Oh man, I just made $25 on this one. I made $50 over here. Like, you guys got to get in on this. Oh my God. I'm thinking like, yeah, of course you did, because you got people underneath you already that are following you from one opportunity to the next. It's like, some of us, and I know that people give people like me and others a hard time to say like, yeah, but what if we can't get, this many people into follow us? Like a lot of the businesses I've heard about, like business opportunities where they're like, all you gotta do is find 3 people and then help those people. Help your 3 find their people. I'm like, yeah, but that's easier said than done. Like, it's like, what if you're somebody that's in a business, but the whole point is for you to find 3 people, but your family and your friends, everybody in your circle are people that basically think that making money online is a scam. Like, what if every person has the mindset of you should just go work a regular job? Because pretty much it's pretty much, I mean, I have a few people in my life, in my circle, that actually like somewhat support me, like my wife. She's not really a big believer in making money online, even though she's done a few things, but like she's probably the biggest supporter, I would say. But like my dad, go work a regular job. Go work for McDonald's, starting at the ground floor, work your way up, eventually become management. Eventually you can after working for like 20 or 30 years, you can retire, you know, get a pension, whatever. I'm like, Dad, that just sounds depressing. Hell, even working my current job where I make really good money doing what I'm doing as a trucker, I tell people constantly that like I don't think I have 20 or 30 more years in me. I don't think I could go to the 20 or 30 years doing what I'm currently doing, because there's days where I go from like working a day shift, you know, coming in and leaving with the load at like 2 p.m. to then that load doesn't run, and I'm coming in at like 9 or 10 at night, and I'm working until noon the next day, and I'm like, man, I'm fucking exhausted. And it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna, if I have to do this like till retirement, I'm not gonna be around, because health wise my body's just gonna give out, you know. But it's interesting because a lot of these online opportunities that aren't passive, where there are a lot of them you have to recruit. You have to just go find 3 people, and people like, I tuned into one of these online videos, one of these training videos, I guess, that were posted in the chat with this sponsor I have named Don. And some of the people that were talking, you know, of course, like, you're listening to the presenter, the one that's, you know, presenting the presentation, and yeah, it sounds great, you know, but of course, like, they get to where they're taking some comments and whatever, and people are chiming in like, oh my god, thank you so much, like, it's such great, such amazing information. Like, I don't understand when people say they can't find their 3 whatever, because everybody knows 3 people. And I'm like, yeah, everybody knows 3 people, but not everybody that knows 3 people has 3 people in their life that are willing to give them a chance on this, that are willing to go into business with them, that are willing to actually try to partner with them. Because, like, in my case, like, a lot of people I know, hell, I have cousins, you know, shout out, I don't think they're ever gonna live, I don't think they even know I do a podcast, because they think they unfollowed me a while back. But I've got cousins from Connecticut that I used to go up there and visit at least a few times. I think I've been up there like 3 or 4 times. And then we moved down here to Tennessee, and then we've had a falling out. Like, we haven't really talked for a while. And they've complained that they're unhappy with me because, well, I stopped coming up there to see them. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys have never come down to see us. Like, I came up there a couple times to see you guys. You guys have never visited us. So, like, how is it fair that you guys are then upset with us because I stopped coming up to visit you because it was only one way? It was only one-sided. But I believe, especially my cousin Mary, like, love her to death. Like, she and I used to talk every day on Messenger. But then, you know, she got married to her husband, and at one point I believe I heard she unfollowed me to, like, you know, where you're still connected on Facebook, but you don't see that person's post, because I was involved with Team Synergy, and I was, like, literally actively recruiting, actively, like, doing lives or whatever. She unfollowed me so that she wouldn't see my stuff, because, well, Chris is always posting about this Team Synergy stuff, all this stuff that he's trying to do, and I'm just gonna unfollow him. Okay. So the way I look at it is, like, she's one of those that's, like, in a worker job, and, you know, she doesn't believe that you can make money online, so she's just unfollowing me. I see her stuff, I comment on her stuff, but because she unfollowed me, I never get any response from her on her stuff. So I was like, all right, that's fine. You know, that just shows me that just kind of, you know, it's like, that reveals a little bit to me about her, you know, as, like, especially if you're somebody's friend, or, you know, you claim to be a friend, but then you do something like that, like you unfollow whatever, we don't speak anymore. Okay, cool, you know, just kind of show your true colors, whatever. So it's interesting about when you know, you make these, I guess, to kind of keep with the topic for this week. In this chat with my sponsor, Don, you know, nice guy. You know, it's interesting because I never comment in the chat, but there's other, you know, like Don and others will randomly be doing random voice clips, random messages, whatever. Sometimes it's about the business, sometimes about other stuff. Like, oh my God, guys, like, hell, one time with this past week, I responded to a message because somebody wasn't even related to the business. Somebody goes, oh yeah, like thousands of, like, a bunch of people were made, or a bunch of millionaires were made because of the Trump coin. Because it was like 80 cents or something that went up to like $80 per coin or something. And so anybody that had a lot of those coins, basically, when it went up, they made a lot of money. So I came in there, I was like, oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I almost bought a handful of coins, and I wish I would have. Blah blah blah. Realized it went up. I was like, oh fuck, whatever. Don messaged me. He was like, hey Christopher, like, you need to settle down, man. Like, can you chill a little bit? Because like we have a lot of church folks in there. And can you watch your language, whatever. And I went back to read what I wrote, because I'm like, I don't think I said anything that bad. I said the F word like once, but otherwise I was like, and he's like, yeah, because I mean, I don't know what you're even talking about, whatever. And he's like, and I was like, oh Don, okay, like I haven't really followed because there's a lot of posts in there, and I saw that one message and I just responded to that. He goes, yeah, you need to go back, catch up, whatever. But yeah, if you just settle down, whatever. And of course, lately, seeing all the messages that are in there, I'm like, I almost want to message like, hey Don, like, you guys need to settle down, because like, but I'm like, whatever. So to kind of go with this week's topic, within the past couple of days, my sponsor Don, which I have not been paying the recent subscription, the monthly subscription, and there's a couple businesses. And according to Don in that chat, he's like, oh, there's 3 different things. If you like, oh man, like anybody that's in these 3 things has a potential within the next year to be making $700,000 per month. Like, really? $700K per month? You don't say. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I believe that people can make money online. Hell, I believe, like, I'm thinking like, between 10, 50, maybe even $100,000 per month, or maybe $10 to $50,000 per month. $700,000, $1 million per month, maybe that a year. Like, I fully believe that. Like, those are, and it's probably possible, But I've been a part of too many things that where people have been making these big claims, like, oh, you're gonna make like $1 million per year, blah blah blah, and hella, even these opportunities where you can get paid in the Matrix without referring anybody. It's like, oh, you can make $3,000 per month, but you don't have to refer anybody. And I've been a part of those too, where you pay $20 a month for your subscription, and supposedly without referring anybody, as long as you're keeping your monthly subscription, you'll eventually make $3,000 per month, just because of spillover and because the Matrix filling up, whatever. And I was a part of those opportunities for like 3 or 4 months. Hadn't gotten anybody a spillover, wasn't making a dime. And then one of the things I'm a part of with Don, it's like $50 a month. Supposedly even in the chat, there's like a couple people, they're like, oh yeah, I'm making like $400 a month. I haven't referred anybody. I was paying that $50 a month for like 3 or 4 months. I haven't gotten one. It didn't show that I had one person in my Matrix. I wasn't making anything. And so I kind of fell off, because I'm like, look, like, if it's real, it should be within a couple months. You should see at least something, like some progress. So that's my hesitation. And you got all these other things and it's almost like the same 3 or 4 people in the chat that are like, oh my God, this is amazing, guys, got to get on this, oh my God, blah blah blah, and I mean, I'm not saying the opportunities sound bad. I'm just saying that, like, in the chat, I'm kind of like questioning, and I almost want to reach out. I had a dream the other day that I was talking to Don face to face, and I was telling him, like, look, like, I think you're full of shit, like, and the conversation didn't go well, and basically he walked away and blocked me, and next thing I know, I went to go into the chat, and I was booted. So, but of course, when I woke up, I went and checked. I'm still in the chat. I'm not blocked by Don. But I'm like, I'm not saying that wouldn't happen, but I'm like, I'm not saying crap right now, because I'm like, but You know what I did do though? Part of to go with this week's topic is I I was like, I had Google set a reminder. I think it was like 3 or 4 days back. I set Google or set a reminder for 1 year out from that day. I think it was like Thursday at that point. And of course, Google was like, "What do you want the reminder title to be?" I said, "Set the reminder to check in on the people in the chat, see if any of them are making the money that they're claiming they're going to make in the next year." Because according to Don, in the next 10, 12 months, we're gonna, we're climbing the elevator, guys, blah blah blah. Like, we're gonna, make $700,000 per month. I'm like, all right, hell, I've been a part of this, trying to think of what the name of the $50 per month thing I was doing. It was like VIP Savings Club or something. According to that, I should be already making something, even just having the monthly subscription. There's one thing I am planning to do with him that's like a gold thing. That's like $80 up front, and then it's like a smart contract kind of, but as it grows every week, eventually you cash it out. When you make enough, you cash it out and you actually get actual gold. Like, get a half ounce here, or quarter ounce here, quarter ounce there. I'm like, all right, I mean, that sounds, because I'll do that, like be able to stash away gold. Hey, that sounds. And there's another thing that's like a crypto thing that sounds like a bank account. The opportunities themselves don't sound bad. Part of it is like with the crypto thing that's a bank account. It's like that's one of those where it's like, oh, everybody knows 3 people. Everybody knows 3 people. Come on now. Like family, friends, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, yeah, not everybody knows 3 people that are willing to actually come in with them on something that. So I kind of laughed when I created that reminder for a year from now, because I have a feeling that when that goes off, I'm gonna go in the chat. And maybe I'll reach out to Don, but hey Don, so you making like $700K per month yet? I have a feeling I'm gonna get some. Oh no, we're working on it, man. Like, everything's great. Things are rolling around, making this much per month. Yeah, but I was thinking about it though too. Like, and I want to put this question out to you guys. Feel free, if you listen to this podcast, I want to know your thoughts. Like, I want to know what you think about stuff like this. Because, yeah, I mean, I'll admit, I know a lot of people out here probably think making money online isn't possible. Like, it's a scam, whatever. I don't agree, but I would love, if that's what you believe, I would love to hear it. Like, I'd love to hear your thoughts. But, definitely send me an email, blogishowpodcast@gmail.com. But, if you were making the income claims that they're claim that are possible with these opportunities, oh yeah, you can make $700,000 per month. Would you be online? Would you would you be on Facebook or any of the social media? I'm curious, because I thought about that and I was like, if I'm making $700,000 per month, not per year, per month, people would not see me online. I would not be. Hell, maybe I would shut down my Facebook. Maybe just have Messenger active. Maybe I'd be on Red Note, because I actually prefer that over like TikTok. Like Red Note, I'm not lying, guys. Like the Chinese connections I've acquired on there, that the people I've connected with overseas on that app it's just so much more genuine, so much more authentic than anybody that's tried to most people that have tried to be a messenger, and probably almost anybody on TikTok, because a lot of the messages I get on TikTok, unless they're friends, people that I already know, they've been messages like trying to hook up. Hey, sexy. No, I'm not interested. Married. Sorry, go away. Like, unlike other people that I know, like my wife's best friend, I'm not, even with temptations that have come along in the past, I have never strayed, never made that decision to, even when things haven't been the best with me and my wife, I've always been there, never made that decision. So, but, if I'm making that much per month, I'm not going to be online. Like, I'm going to be, that's like, I would be totally like off the grid, disappeared, probably have a place out in the country near a lake, only come into town to actually get supplies and then disappear for a couple weeks again. It's like, so I have a feeling, I'm told that this is, and I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it's going to be a long year because I'm looking forward to that point when I get that alert on my phone. Bling! Check with the chat group and see if they're making the kind of money they're making or that they claim that they're going to make. I'm like, cool. Because by that point, I have a feeling I'm still going to be in the same chat. Don and all the couple people that are like the ones that are commenting quite a bit about, oh, great guys, this is awesome, blah blah blah. Man, it's always the same people that they're still gonna be the ones messaging whatever, and I might message Don. So Don, hey, I'm just curious, like, are you at that income yet? Are you making $700,000 per month, whatever? And he might probably give me a, don't need to be, you need to have the right mindset, whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, whatever, you're full of shit. Maybe at that point, maybe I'll just block him and move on, but I'm really curious. I'm really looking forward to that because all the messages in that chat are the same. And that's why the things I do are a little bit more passive. Like, I really don't do a lot of the recruiting stuff anymore because, like, yeah, I can get people into business opportunities, but nowadays when I'm looking at stuff as far as like making money online, I'm looking more for, like, if I'm gonna recruit into something, I want to recruit into something that's actually, that I feel is like legitimate, something that I feel very strongly about, whatever. So, when I was recruiting for probably about 6 or 8 months, not really recruiting, but promoting for the Legacy Builder digital marketing business. Got a few sales, and I probably had like 500 leads on my email list. So, I mean, it was, but it's a $900 program, so that's why I struggled to actually, like, make sales with it, bring people in, whatever. Because it's not an easy business to do. It's something that, but still, it's still something that a lot of people succeed in a lot. And you're not necessarily having to build, oh, you got to find 3. But no, you just basically, you do your videos, you do your promotions, whatever, and if people can afford it, they come in. But with a lot of these things, it's like, it's very recruitment oriented. Like, you gotta, you can just find this many people here. Like, anybody can do it. And I get a kick out of the fact that I only made one comment, and it was about, like, I was replying to a comment on the chat, and then he messaged me telling me I need to settle down. I'm like, I was responding to this other comment. So I'm like, okay. So I've since watched a couple of the other videos that have posted in the chat, and I'm like, and I'm that's not that I'm uninterested in what they're doing, but I'm kind of like, I see a lot of the comments in the chat. It's like, I want to be like, hey, you guys need to settle down, because it's like, why would you, like, I messaged once, you tell me to settle down. Maybe he's messaging some of the other people that are commenting in there, but I'm like, especially the whole, like, I said the F-bomb like once in my couple of messages I said, and tell me like, well, there's church going folks, and they're, I go to church too. You're telling me people that go to church don't swear? Like, okay, whatever. So that's why I'm kind of just keeping my mouth shut, because I'm like, I don't want to necessarily leave the chat or get blocked before I almost want to just kind of like hide in the shadows, hide in the background, and do what I'm currently doing, keep working on what I'm currently working on. And then when that little reminder in a year goes off, saying like, check with the chat, see if any of those people are actually making the money they claim, come back in there and be like, so hey, how's it going? I thought I'd check, like, are you guys actually like making the $700,000 per month, whatever? Because they're probably still gonna be promoting, trying to get people in there, And it's like, okay, like it's been a year. You guys are still not where you guys want to be. Don, you were saying it'd be 10 or 12 months, and it's been, a year. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's just, so to kind of close this podcast episode out, guys, I'm an observer. I sit back and I watch. Like if something makes sense, like an online opportunity or whatever, something really sounds good that makes sense, and I can actually like verify it. Like that's why I love my bro Ricco, because I can literally, if I find something, I'm like, oh, that sounds really good, but I'm not sure, but I mean, it sounds legit, but it sounds like it could be, really do well. I'll send the info to my bro Ricco. But hey, Ricco, like I found this. I'm thinking about investing and joining. Can you check into it and see what you could find? Oh yeah, absolutely. He'll be like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'll check into it, whatever. So then he'll get back to me a day or two later, and he'll be like, yeah, this is what I found. From what I can see, it's legit, but I'm finding this issue with it. Or some of the opportunities, they'll be like, well, I'm finding these kind of negative complaints about it. So I don't know if I would do it because it sounds like it's a scam. Like, all right, cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Because like after being a part of so many things, it's nice to be able to find out if there's negative reviews on it, if people are not really being able to withdraw their money from it when they technically are making, quote unquote commission. So, I have those connections where I'm able to reach out to him and ask him like, hey, so, but, to kind of close it out, online opportunities aren't necessarily scams, but there are a lot of them out there, and a lot of people sadly, or they do the way they try to build their business is through, oh my god, I made this much money, blah blah blah, you guys gotta get in this, whatever. And a lot of people join, like they'll flock to them because it's like, oh, that sounds great, oh my god, Whereas like people like me that have actually been a part of a lot of stuff like that, we tend to, okay, that sounds great, but I don't have X amount of dollars to like invest right now. I got to research a little bit, whatever. So we check into it a little bit, and until we can like get a firm grasp on what it is they're doing, and that it is actually legit, and that people are actually making money, or that it's something that we could actually do. Because there's like a thing that somebody I'm connected with on Facebook that does a digital marketing thing. Her program's like $600, and hell, it's even like we got approved to be able to break it down to like $150 for like 5 payments. I think 4 or 5 payments. I think it's 4 payments. But she keeps reaching out like, hey, do you have that first payment by any chance? I'm like, no, I don't. But I was honest with her. I told her that part of it is that it's not that I haven't had the money to do it. It's that if I'm going to do it, I want to go all in. I want to make sure that I can actually put in the work that needs to be done. Like actually be, it's like what I was doing with Legacy Builder, doing the daily work, 2 hours per day, couple of short videos, posted them everywhere. I posted 300 plus videos. It's like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and my blog. And yet only had a couple sales, got like 500 leads on my email list. So I mean, I was doing the work, but I wasn't getting the sales. And my mentor that I came in with Legacy Builder was all like towards the end before I stopped, because I still got the websites up. So technically I still make sales if somebody finds their way and decides to do it. That would really blow me the freak away, because it'd be like, I'd wake up to a $900 sale, but holy crap, somebody bought my Legacy Builder, I just made $900. That hasn't happened yet, but hey, who knows, fingers crossed. But my mentor was like, oh man, I don't understand why you're not like making the sales, because you're doing everything right, like you're doing everything you have to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm frustrated, because like I'm doing everything that the training is telling me to do, doing everything that our leader, the one that created the program, Michelle, doing everything that she says to do, and yet I'm getting leads, and I had like 30 people that were told me they were going to come in with Legacy Builder, like, oh, I'm gonna do it, just getting the money together, whatever. But yet, none of them ever did. It's like, I'm a firm believer, like, be true to your true. I guess the right phrase, be true to your words. So it's like somebody tells me I'm gonna do such and such, I kind of like, okay, cool, but then they don't do it. I'm like, huh. So I had about 20 to 30 people that were like, they'd email me and they'd ask me a bunch of questions, and I would answer their questions, and they're like, thank you so much for answering all my questions. I really appreciate it. Like, yeah, no problem. I wouldn't push. I wouldn't check in with them every couple months to see, hey, are you ready to join yet? But I just basically would answer their questions and then be like, all right, cool, let me know if you have any other questions. If it's anything else you need to know, I'm here for you. And then they just never came in, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Figure it's not for everybody, and not everybody has the money to do it. So it's like, hell, I think I have one friend that said she was gonna come in at the $100 level, and she never even did that. So I'm like, but I'm not gonna get in their inboxes and be, hey, by the way, you said you're gonna do it. Nope. Whatever. It's like, you either gonna do it or you're not. Like, you're either willing to commit or you're not. It's like, I'm with the $600 digital marketing course, like, I don't have a problem with the cost of it, but I don't, like, with my schedule, it's like the time. And I was honest with her about it. It's like, it's not the cost of it. I have had the money to do it. It's just I don't know if I'd have the time to commit to it, and I want to be able to commit 100% if I do it. But then there's the belief, like, I know she's making money every day, but it's like, I don't know if I basically, with the experience I had with Legacy Builder, I'm like, yeah, but if I pay $600 and I start doing her course, doing exactly what she wants me to do, like, am I going to have the same results? Because one person might have extreme, like, amazing results, and then another person joins and does the exact same thing, and then that, like, gets no results at all. And it's not that they're doing it wrong. They just, that's just how it happens. So, and I know a lot of people say, oh, it's mindset. You gotta, whatever, like, you gotta find somebody that literally, I know I'm always saying, like, you gotta, if you want the life that somebody else, or if you want a certain type of life, you gotta find somebody that has the results that you want, follow them, and do what they do. And not saying that that's gonna guarantee the results that you want, but you're more likely to have the results you want if you're actually, like, following somebody that has those results. But again, it's not guaranteed. Somebody could be making $10,000 per month doing a certain program you join, and you're trying to do, you're doing exactly the same thing they're doing, but you're not getting the follows, you're not getting the leads on your email list, you're not getting the sales, and people be like, I don't know why you're not having the results. You're doing exactly the same as I am. So yeah, it sucks. I don't know. So but in conclusion, that's why I'm always saying, like, we only fail if we quit, give up, and walk away. And so as long as you keep getting back up and doing what you gotta do, and refusing to actually let one failure be your last failure, then you haven't failed yet. Like, I think, one of the acronyms for fail is, like, first attempt in learning. So if you fail, you get knocked down, but instead of giving up, say, man, I can't do this, sucks, like, I'm never gonna win, you get back up, you try something else, and you fail at that, you get knocked down. Okay, that didn't work, it's frustrating. Okay, I'm super depressed, whatever. All right, that happens. So dust yourself off, get back up, and do it, and find something else that, try again. So it's like me, like, I'm not making money with this podcast yet. I'm not making money online with an online business yet. I'm not retired yet from my 9 to 5. Well, it's not really 9 to 5, but it is 9 to 5 being my daily grind, my job, my career, whatever. But every week I'm doing something. Every week I'm researching, I'm talking to people, I'm observing, especially with, like, the my sponsor in one of my businesses that I'm not really doing anything with, Don. And in the chat group, I'm just kind of watching, as there's Sally with Don and a bunch of other people. A lot of people are big talk. That's all they are. It's big talk. You know, it's basically they talk big, basically to get people in there. You know, oh guys, oh man, it's made $25 over here, guys. Made $50 for this. Oh, you gotta get in on this, guys. Oh man, this is amazing. We're going up the elevator now, but yet you comment about one thing and it's not in line with what they're talking about, and so you gotta settle down, man. Like you gotta have a better mindset. You gotta, oh, whatever, Don, whatever, you know. So that's why I didn't like. I'm quiet in the chat. I've got it muted, but I can still, you know, so that way it doesn't like always alert me. And I look forward to when my phone gives me that reminder, like January 20th or something of next year, and I can go in the chat and I can look, and there's still gonna be, and I could maybe I'll message Don directly, but so Don, are you making $700K per month yet? Like, are you retired? Like, what's going on? You know, maybe I'll get oh, you're not, you have a bad mindset, whatever. Yeah, well, it's been a year and you're still not making the kind of money that you've been advertising since I first met you. So I think you're full of crap. Maybe at that point, maybe I'll tell him to fuck off, and maybe I'll block him and exit out of the chat, whatever. Because like, all right, you know, there's people that are legitimately out there trying to help people, and there's people who are out there just trying to build teams. They have a team, they have a group of people that are going to join, that follow them from one business to another, and they always have these big pitches, these big, you know, big claims or whatever. It's like, I've been around the block. I've been through a lot of different groups. Hell, I had one group that I was a part of with a lady named Janet Butterton, I believe. It's like a claimed to be highly, like a highly spiritual, big Christian, whatever. Was part of her team, and again, it was like these business opportunities, like $20 a month, and you know, we'd promote them, we'd get people to join, whatever. And then after a while, when I was like, you're going a couple months, you're not making any money at all, you're just paying this $20 thing you're promoting. After a while, and I'd already been a part of Synergies, our Asia Fund, and I was a part of this team with Janet Butterton. And after a while, I left. And a lot of my lives I would literally talk crap about the groups that would be like, big team this, big team that, join team this, join team that, whatever, you know, blah blah blah. We help you, we give you, we build your team for you, we build your downline, we help you with sales, blah blah blah. Never, I've never had it happen. Like Ricco and I would talk about, like, if we'd come across some of these business opportunities today, or that are around today, if we had those opportunities back when Team Synergy was around, and we could actually have, a couple of us have branched off and been able to get a lot of Team Synergy peeps to follow us into these opportunities, we'd be set now, we'd be doing good. But back then, these opportunities that we know of now, we didn't know about them, and so the team just fell apart. And you know, it's like, right place, wrong time, you know, like right type of mindset, but not, you know. So now I'd have to restart my Facebook in order to try to like actually build a team and start doing what a lot of these big supposed gurus are doing that have these chats or whatever. Yeah, they've got a couple opportunities, they're making some money here and there, but they're still making big claims. Oh man, in 10 to 12 months we're gonna make it like $500,000 a month. Yeah, whatever. I will believe it when I see it, and if you are, I would tell, like, the way I look at it is, if like a year from now, if I check in and they're basically like, they show me proof, like, yeah, look at this deposit, like $700,000 worth of deposits in this past month, all because of stuff. Dude, if you would have started a year ago, you'd be here with me too. I'll be like, okay, well now I'll do it because you actually have shown me that it is actually, you're doing what you said you're gonna do. But right now I'm like, yeah, but you know, you're telling me I gotta have at least 3 people and help those three people get those 3 people and blah blah blah, you know. So it's like, you know, I guess for me nowadays, like, I do believe that you can make money online, but I'm more of a, all right, I need you to show me, like prove it to me. Like, don't just tell me, hey, if you get 3 people, you're gonna be retired in 6 months. Yeah. I have a few things that I have bookmarked, a few people that I've saved their contact info, because it's things that I could technically retire myself but not have to refer anybody. It's other business types, other advertising things that I could do that aren't what a lot of these people are building these teams online, you know. And it's like, So that's why I'm not too worried. So anyway, y'all, I know it's been a longer episode than what I planned. I wasn't really planning to go this long, but on a closing note, the wife and I, we watched Wicked tonight. I'll admit, like, I was not thinking Wicked. So, little spoiler alert. Apparently, it's more than one part. So, Wicked is not like I thought it was gonna be just like, Wicked, and you watch it. Oh my god, that was amazing. Nope, apparently it's to be continued. So there's gonna be a second one, but there's parts of it where I'm like we had when it all the musical, because it's musical too, so prepare for a lot of singing. But at one point I got up and Erin, my wife, she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm turning the light off because this is like, holy crap, watching the movie in the dark. But I told her that some of the songs I was like, and to do a little shout out to like the Crime Junkie podcast where they talk about, quote, full body chills. I had full body chills during parts of this movie. Oh my god, guys. So if you haven't watched Wicked yet, you should totally check it out. It's amazing. And so on that note, because I already mentioned, Crime Junkie. So if you're looking for a good podcast, guys, check out Crime Junkie. They do another one called The Deck. They have another one called So Supernatural. Or you can go to their main website, audiochuck.com. They have a bunch of other podcasts that they do, I guess. And then some other podcasts I recommend are What Was That Like? And Meredith For Real, the Curious Introvert. But just a few good shows for you guys to tune into if you guys want to tune in. But otherwise, guys, it's like, don't be discouraged. If you are looking for a way to retire yourself and find, be able to make money online, it is possible. There are a lot of bad teams out there that big talk, well, just find 3, blah, blah, blah. Or you're gonna, just gotta have your great mindset, no, you gotta just find something that works and actually make it work, but like I said, if you fail at one thing, just keep trying to find something else that works. There's things out there, there's opportunities out there that'll work. So, and don't worry about anybody out there that says that, just in order to be successful, you got to go work a job from the ground floor, work your way up to management, and eventually, retire with a pension. No, you don't have to do that. Like I totally don't plan on being a full-time truck driver like what I'm currently doing until I'm 65 or 70, because I'd like to retire before that and actually enjoy time with the fam and travel and enjoy life a little bit. But I know right now it's what I gotta do. So, but anyway, guys, on that note, I'm gonna close it out with this. But I would always say, keep pushing forward, keep believing, believe you can, believe you will, and you're already halfway there. And then you just have to go out there and do it. But we only fail if we quit, give up, and walk away. So continue to, no matter if you get knocked down, get up and try again. So on that note, as always, I appreciate you guys being here, tuning in with me every week. I look forward to when I can get some stories written so I can resume the Storytime Friday episodes. But for now, I appreciate you tuning in with me every week on the Real Talk Tuesday episodes. Anybody that wants to support the show, feel free to go to blogitshow.com/support. And on that note, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will talk to you on the next one. Have a good one.